This right here is an instructional video on how to play the 6-string guitar and how to actually transfer over to the 7-string guitar, which will actually come later. First of all, when you actually first go purchase your guitar, you have to actually know what kind of brand works best for you, which size works best for you, which string spacing works best for you. If you have bigger hands, you might want to have a bigger guitar. If you have smaller hands, you might want to have a smaller guitar like this one. Now I'm actually going to go through the different parts of the guitar. First, you have the body, which is basically this part right here. Then you have your bridge, your pickups, these two right here, the pickups. You have your volume knob, your tone knob, sometimes you have extra tone knobs. Then you have your pickup selector. Basically, you have it all the way down in order to pick up near the bridge. In the middle, in order to pick up in between both bridges. And then in the front, to pick up the bridge near the neck. Then you have your fretboard, which is the part with all these little lines on it, which goes all the way up to 1, and in this case 24, which is on top of the neck, which is basically this part. Then it goes to the head, and then the tuning knobs, and to the tuning pegs. Alright. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to show you how to play in the ultra clean way of and how to press and actually how to come out with a clean note. Basically, you want to press all the way down onto the fret. Basically, I'm going to start with my second finger or the middle finger onto the 3rd fret. Basically about to go into G. Let me turn the amp up a little bit so you can hear it. Hopefully it doesn't fade in and out. But this is G. And then basically you don't want to actually push too far over onto the fret, even though it does sometimes give out a cleaner note, and you don't want to push too close to the front of the fret, which is basically the fret before the actual fret that you want to hit. So you got E, goes up to G, and then actually you're going to take your second finger into the progression of the chord and press it all the way down onto the 2nd fret, which is 1, 2, 3, which is 3rd fret. If you have dots on the top of the guitar like this, you'll actually notice that you have 2 empty spaces and then a singular dot. And as you get up to the 12th fret, it gets up to the 3rd dot, and on this one you got a double dot up here at the top, which is the 24th fret. So you're going to put your middle finger onto the top string, which is your E string, onto the 3rd fret. Then you'll go down to your A string, which is your 2nd string, and go into the 2nd fret. Everything else is pretty much going to be clean or open until you get down to your 5th string. And when you get to your 5th string, which is basically your B string, you're going to take your ring finger and press all the way down close to the fret, to the 3rd fret, so you have the clean note. And then you're going to take your pinky and press it all the way down onto the same fret or the 3rd fret on the last string, which is your 6th string. But in most cases, most guitar players actually tell you to go backwards, mainly the bottom string being the 1st string and the top string being the 6th string, but I do it backwards. So basically going to strum from the top down, from here, and now you want to make sure that you have your fingers curled to where they don't actually interfere. So if you actually do that, it'll go like that. But you want to make sure you have all your fingers curled in succession, so that way you have a clean note, so it comes out nice and clean. Now with the next chord, you're going to actually just slide down and have the same frets. Basically you're going to go keep this one open, and you're not going to even hit the top string. You can go to the 2nd string and hit it on the 3rd fret. You're going to go to your 3rd string and go into the 2nd fret, and still open on the 4th string, the 5th string, still on this 3rd fret, and the 6th string on the 3rd fret. So it actually goes into C, which is your C chord in most books. And I actually have a unorthodox chord here, which is the next chord. I don't really know the letter number for it, but basically you're just going to slide down one more time. Go down to your 3rd string on the 3rd fret, press all the way down, and then you're gonna go to your 4th string, and this time you're actually gonna press it down on the 2nd fret, and you basically still your ring and pinky still on those last 2 strings, and you're basically gonna strum downwards like that. And then if you want to, you can walk back upwards all the way back to the top to the G, like so. Now some other chords that you can actually put into this, which is actually the D and the off or minor key. Also, I can't really remember which key it was, but it's actually a minor key. So basically you're gonna come from G to C, and then you'll go to the unorthodox one. And all you're gonna do is basically pick up and take your pinky, put it on your 5th string, on the 3rd fret, and take your ring finger and put it onto the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and basically take your middle finger, put it on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and then your 3rd string on the 2nd fret. And if you're able to and you have larger fingers than I do, you can actually take your pinky and slide it down just like so, while in the same chord progression, and actually pull off the last note, if so. But if not, just go with from 4th, or basically from 2nd to the 4th, or 2nd to 5th string, actually just strumming those 4 strings, and then you go back to your G note, which is basically all strings. Now from there you're gonna basically strum basically in a up and down motion, but I don't have a pick, so I'm basically just gonna use my finger now, which is okay. So it basically there is a note called the D note. Basically, you're gonna take your ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, or the 5th string. Then you're gonna take your middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret on your 6th string, on the bottom string. You're gonna take your index finger and put it onto the 4th string on the 2nd fret, and actually gonna strum down with an open note from the D string on down, basically hit the knee, D. And if you want to add, basically just place your pinky down onto the last string. Basically it will sound like this. And take it off, which is basically D as well, and then basically go back into your G. Now basically I'm gonna go into one of my beginning songs here. Basically it's just, I call it the G stroke, basically. Basically I'm just gonna start strumming from the G.